Abusuya mami aye friend J Mensah yaba aba dropping the home updated the mama Electoral Commission there is a tension arise over abusuya ya sounds so hit J Mensah with different kind of charges abusuya and Ivan Che and Solomon Owusu aka boom a drop a charges no e ababontin na according to Solomon Owusu or say no Electoral Commission adwuma obey to me aye no 100 times e dey achen Bossman Asare Bossman Asare now or no also resign at the Electoral Commission. Solomon Owusu say obetumi aye am an abroso. Cause Bossman Asare no or ye incompetent or no typical NPP near or baba ye easy adwumadema NPP. Now according to Ivan Chain so no charges are drop at the against J Mensah na abusuya ye be pese ye be mo ankasa makọ na makọ ti charges Ivan Chain at the ball J Mensah na ye ba yede dia ka to am so na na be kono Ghana ha open computer papa and as a laptop papa na we use the Abura Peruzzi computers and accessories abusuya ho na obenya laptop papa use the IOB bia na the location enya yira kwan o Kumasi Buokrom Estate Ela abusuya phone number ya egu ye screening chain 0247030108 and I say 0597942133 Peruzzi computers and accessories ho na obenya laptop papa na we use mo mbonra yensem na
don't win elections. That is a fact. Okay. But we must also admit that election is a process. It's a process that must engender trust and confidence for the sake of national cohesion and our integration. Because if you look around Africa, there are a lot of graveyard as a result of electoral misunderstanding and a whole lot of stuff. So it is always important that the sanctity of elections must be protected. And in doing so, you need people who will act as sentinels, stalwart, in terms of neutrality, in terms of anything, just to ensure that their conviction clicks to its uttermost best. That is the only way we can. With the appointment of J Mensah and co, we all know the controversy that followed the appointment and the fact that even their political affinity alliances were questioned at the time. And when they came, the operation started. I think the first red flag came during the 2020 elections. And we saw what happened in this particular country. I don't want to reference what happened. Some people were constitutionally denied representation, blah, 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 blah. And then the various things that happened. And to the fact that even the coalition of the presidential election even became a problem. That element of trust and confidence was taken, you understand? And at some point in time, the Electoral Commission...
You're saying you don't know the outcome of the 2020?
Oh, there are series of it out there. I don't know which one.
Oh, no, Ivan.
Oh, there are a number of...
The Electoral Commission...
The Electoral Commission gave series of electoral results so far as the presidential elections were concerned. Oh, they're out there. The video clips are there. They came the following day, they came to amend it.
Are you saying you do not know the winner of the 2020 elections?
I think that is clear. But the process, you see, I am not talking about the finality. I'm talking about the process, engendering trust and confidence.
Yes.
In such a hostile political environment, when you begin showing those signs of ineptitude, people will take advantage, and by the time you realize the republic is gone, you understand? And again, at some point in time, these two individuals morph themselves into a sort of...
To err is human.
No.
In fact, you've heard Solo, for instance, say that the numbers they got in the 2024 elections...
Okay.
Yeah.
It was reduced.
Absolutely. No.
Tempered with. That's
what he claims for.
No.
UP's numbers. Alan's numbers were reduced. So if it's also in 2020,
even in the last SRC election at the University of Ghana, the person who won had voted.
No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
But I'm just using that to make the point, Ivan, that sometimes mistakes
also have grievances
can genuinely happen.
Oh, such a mistake. Yes, this is a human institution. But you see, it happened once. I would have been forgiven. We are talking about the sensitivity of the situation and where we were at the nation. You see the political tension between the NDC and people when it comes to elections. There must be zero room for mistakes. It can be once, but where it becomes consistent, then the credibility of the actors become questionable. You understand? And again, at some point in time, you realize that these individuals morph themselves into a sort of endangered cartel, running their own business somewhere. IPAC has always been a place of convenience where political parties dialogue in order to avoid court, those kind of way. It got to a time, you saw what happened there. The lady will go there, the woman, the Isibo will go with the military escort. And at some point in time, he even had banter with the city. It got to a time IPAC, which was seen as a platform for dialogue, became an election platform where political parties have to. That is why I told you toy parties were enlisted to go and cast vote just for whatever convenience. So at the end of the day, the trust and confidence people had in the EC, at the end of the day, wasn't that fit. You understand? So if Bosman Assad, after the elections, has realized that he's no longer interested in working, as long as nobody is hounding him out. And
are you sure he wasn't forced out?
No. He's grown enough. Then he must be a coward to just leave without telling the story.
If you were the one.
Definitely, you can't hound me out and I'll be quiet. It can't be possible. So if he's running away because somebody is hounding, it means he's
just look at the options. Just look at the options. This is someone you all claim.
Yes.
Apologies. He's on secondment.
Yes.
Right. So he has the university at hand.
Yes.
Has the EC position at hand. You're giving, say, the option. And I'm just guessing all of these things. That, look, you can go back safely to the university.
Okay.
We won't touch you.
Okay.
Quote and unquote.
Okay.
Won't you opt for that instead of going the...
No. Even if that is suggested to him, there's a choice to make. You understand?
Yeah, so for you to say he's a coward, I'm just trying to tell you that that's the reality.
The government cannot force him out. The president...
It's like tying his hands...
No.
And saying, well, you can now run.
But the president himself doesn't have power to remove him. It has to be through petition. You understand? So nobody can remove Bosman Assad. So if you think that the place is not comfortable for you or it's a hostile environment, you are entitled to open up. You understand? To tell people because of this reason. But I think the reasons given, it makes sense. He said
he just wants to go back.
Yeah, go to academia. Yeah, people love teaching. You understand? But you see, this thing is coming too late. I was suspecting that all of them should have resigned post the 2024 elections, but because they have succeeded in disgracing or reducing the integrity of the Electoral Commission. All of them. If
I'm going by your principle,
yes,
I dare say to you that John Mahama did not win the 2024 elections. Would you agree with that?
No. Listen, when I started the conversation, maybe you didn't pay attention. I re-echoed the position taken by Atik. I said,
I'm
telling you that I said they don't win election, but they can influence the process.
I'm just testing your principle here.
You can't get me because I was very deliberate by saying that the EC cannot determine who wins the election, but it's a process.
I think, in fact, Dr. Baumia won the 2024 elections. So why you don't believe that?
It's not true because you see, so we see very often we try to narrow the scope to look at the election, the outcome. But I'm looking at the in a stretch side, in a wider perspective, where violence, those things should be part of the election process.
I'm telling you, if the NDC can accept the outcome of the 2024 elections, they should also accept these individuals who helped make the outcome possible.
Accepting doesn't mean or does not preclude the other issues which came about. You understand? You see, Ghanaians,
you can't have a perfect election.
That is quite sure. But where the inactions, the omissions, the recklessness, the negligence of the actors are so overt, so apparent, and it kills confidence and mojo, we can complain. And that is what these people succeeded in doing.
You give me an example, for instance. What was wrong with the 2024 elections?
The 2024 elections, you see, it got to a time people were waiting. MPP was quick enough to announce, but Umia was very quick enough to accept that particular result. And I told you that was very, very important because at the time, the EC had not even collated a single result. And the reason was that people had ganged up at the various stations because people didn't trust the Electoral Commission. They would be fair.
That's why Dr. Baumia...
No, I'm saying because MPP did their own coalition, NDC did their own coalition. But Dr. Baumia was quick enough to announce. That helped the nation at the time because it saved us from the tension that was brewing. By the Electoral Commission, that is the entity required by law to ensure that they give us the particular results. We're sitting at their office giving no results. You, the media, were giving our results. When they were asked, the reason was that... He said...
They're drinking Coke and taking meat pie.
When the Electoral Commission, when they were asked, they said people had besieged at the stations, so the agent cannot collect.
So how did the parties get the result then?
So it means that you as
the EC was still functional at the base.
But that was the explanation that was given. It means that trust and confidence in the Electoral Commission was shaky.
I'm still testing your principle.
My
claim there was no integrity.
Intact. Yes. Where is my integrity?
No, if you claim that there's no integrity and that some action ought to be taken, then the integrity of the results, the election itself ought to be questioned.
No, you see, we are talking
about... Look at the margin given to President Mahama.
Yes.
as opposed to the...
No, we are talking about the actors, the role that they play, vis-a-vis the trust and confidence people have in the electoral process, not the outcome of the election. So I think if he has resigned, that is good. A replacement definitely by...
Are you sure the NPP will be happy about this?
For them, if the person has resigned and has not accused the government of having engineering behind the scene, his removal, there will be no cause of action.
Because they did their appointments.
It doesn't matter.
They've never complained.
And the person has willingly, voluntarily, the person has resigned. So, and again, one key caution is that if the president is in consultation with the Council of State to have another person appointed, they should appoint somebody who will fill the gap of mistrust and this lack of confidence that these people brought to bear. You understand? I wanted to comment on the CJ.
So I will come there.
Okay.
And on that note, I'm endorsing Solomon Owusu.
Actually,
Deputy Commissioner.
I'm reading the comment section. He's had some support for to be the EC boss.
Solo for deputy EC. Do you want the main job or you want the deputy commissioner position?
Obviously, the main job will help.
You want to be EC boss?
Of course.
Be a EC boss.
Why would I not be the EC boss?
Solo, you are not qualified. You are not qualified.
What makes Jane Mensah more qualified than I do?
You disqualify the third parties.
Absolutely. And let me tell you.
If you become EC boss,
yes.
MPP, you disqualify MPP's candidate.
But Dr. Peter Apiahen, that was a communications member of the MPP, that was communicating like me, is a member of the EC. Hajia Salima Tijani, you know her?
No, I don't. You tell me.
Look, as for her, the husband was Ghana's former ambassador to Saudi Arabia. Is a member from the MPP stock.
Right.
Tidish Adamba, you know him?
You should tell me more.
That is the husband. The sister, you know, the former Maslock CEO.
Oh.
That is the sister. And Akufo-Addo appointed her to the EC. I mean, it was one of the reasons why there was so much tension in the election 2024. Because people felt that, look, the EC was not going to be a neutral arbiter. So every step of the way, there was tension. You understand? And indeed, if anybody tells you that the EC cannot win an election, then it disproves why, you know, in 1992, the MPP went to court, they wrote the stolen verdict. Why do you think the MPP wrote the stolen verdict in 1992? But the MPP believed in 1992 that they were stolen. And that didn't end there. Remember in 2012, there was an election petition. Once again, the MPP through Nana Akufo-Addo and the national chairman of the party believed that the MPP had been stolen at the polls. The NDC also believed so. I mean, in 2020, they went to court. Because you see, the entire process, if you look at the electoral process, if somebody wants to reg you, you were in this country when we were told by Jane Mensah and the group that the way their system was robust, in fact, in the 2024 season, the only word that stuck in my brain was robust. EC's statements, none of it left that word robust. But at the end of the day, at a point, we were told that some 38 people were transferred from Savulugu and Tamale Central to where? Pusiga.
Yes.
When we asked them that how was that possible, because you are told us that your system was that robust.
But how is that the fault of Jane Mensah or someone who's sitting in Accra and doing other administrative...
My goodness, she is in charge of the management of the entire process.
So if you discover it as a political party, you report, they act on it. That's how democracy...
But why must you be the ones to discover it? Your system must be in a position, having given you, you know, in election 2024, the EC was given a budget of close to 900 million.
So now, look at the impression we're creating about an institution that's supposed to be independent.
Yes.
The government is saying they didn't force Dr. Bosman.
Of course, that's...
Are you sure?
No, I believe so, because you know there was a petition to get Bosman and go out.
Yes.
But the CJ, that is Bafuboni, did not establish any prima facie case. So now nobody can say that he has been forced, and indeed, his own resignation letter, he did not state that he has been forced.
That's the more reason why I'm telling you something perhaps might have happened.
We can't dabble into... We can't dabble into it. He himself, he's an adult. He's an adult that would... Yes.
I mean, conversations can take...
He came naked, he came naked. He came from the electric stock. He's going back there. Is it not good?
So, and apologies, I don't want to disrespect any profession.
Yes.
But there's a reason why he opted for the job in the first place.
Yes.
To be deputy commissioner.
But remember, he did not...
Do you think that when he was opting for the job, he had in mind that, well, I want to go back to the classroom?
Absolutely. That's why he did not resign entirely from the University of Ghana.
Oh, well.
They apply for these sabbatical leaves here and there so that they can go back and lecture. And there is nothing wrong. In fact, the university needs more lecturers at the political science department.
Yes.
So he has to go back and lecture.
You mean we need Dr. Bosman more in the
yes, because now
this is an astute.
No. The experience that he has gathered for being an EC commissioner will better inform the students over there. So
political science.
I love it that he's going back with the experience, the flaws, the ups and downs, to better their view about electoral process. So I don't have any problem with that.
I'm sure there are some University of Ghana students.
Yes, they are here. Can you imagine now Dr. Bosman lecturing you on electoral matters in Ghana? Who will better be placed in such a position than him? So it is perfect. But what I'm saying is that the replacement must be devoid of.
So are you not jealous of Dr. Bosman Asari?
I would only be jealous of him if the work was good. Look, in 2024, chaos all over the place.
And you can do it better.
My goodness, I will handle the electoral process like something. It will be a seamless process. No. They are not happy because if I'm there,
I'll be happy if your production team.
Yes,
we'll
but don't forget that we have two NPP members at the EC. I just mentioned their name.
Yes.
Dr. Peter Piahene and Hajia Salima. They are NPP members. But you have tolerated them.
Yeah.
So why can't you tolerate me at the EC? What are you afraid of?
So I'm just scared that you will not allow.
No, me when I
allow a six party to.
No, maybe Dr. Baumia will not file when he sees me there because I will scrutinize the form in total. But I am qualified in the same way as Apiahene is qualified.
Yeah, when you find duplicated signature,
I will not allow that. I will not happen. Because you see, before 1968, you understand, one of the reasons why Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown, they cited electoral malpractice.
Yeah.
It was the reason why by 1968 we established an independent inquiry into why because before then it was the local government ministry that was organizing our elections. So for instance, today Ahmed will be the one organizing our elections for us. Where do you think the results will go? So that's how come we wanted it to be independent, to organize a free, fair, and honest elections.
So these individuals you have there, you're telling me they are not independent?
But the chaos all over the place, we were saved by grace in the election 2024. I tell you. Just by grace. Because you see, tension was so much rife that a small spark could have resulted in something
else. And that's why we must praise Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for what he did. And I'm telling you that on record. You don't have to agree with me.
Why must we praise him for what he did?
He saved this.
You have seen your figures. You have seen. I've heard the members say that election 2028 they will not allow him to declare early. No,
that's a matter.
You have the figures
of a leader.
No, what is the leader? You have the figures. You know that you go for the Why must you waste?
Just praise Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for once.
That he declared. That he considered what he got. I should praise him for that.
Love is free, but Solo is always preaching.
Before you sign on to become a candidate or to lead this country, you know there are two outcomes. Either you win or you lose.
Yeah.
Your figures show that you lost, and you came to confirm that you have lost. Why must I praise you for that?
Okay. Anyway, that's it. I'm just scared that although I've endorsed you, if you become the...
No, but if they don't give it to me too, it's another matter. You see, you cannot have a Piahene and Salima there.
So it's not personal property, it's for the state.
No, but I'm also a Ghanaian. I pay taxes. I'm very qualified for this position, and I'm eyeing it.
Wow.
I am eyeing it.
Wow.
So that we balance the equation at the EC.
But if we give you that chance, you won't increase Alan's numbers.
Alan already is on his way to becoming the next president of this country.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter whether or not today, but he's going to win the
I don't know if you want to have takes on the resignation of the member of the Council of State, the former Chief Justice. Maybe we do that in a minute each, briefly, so that we can wrap up.
Ivan is much interested.
Ivan, yeah.
Yes, so it's the same thing. Yes, people dabble.
Are you not sure it's because of what's happening at the EC? That's why the former Chief Justice is leaving.
Okay. You see, and I think that if in the resignation letter she did not cite any of the reasons that you mentioned, so we must begin to appreciate that maybe we are also growing.
Yeah, but people are resigning. It's rare.
It's good. It's good. So, you see, that is something we've been lacking over the years.
Are you sure there's nothing happening?
No. But these are grown people. If you are being handed out. But in her case, there are some speculation that she was unhappy because Tokuno was removed, that kind of blah, 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 blah. That is the kind of way. But I don't want to believe that because she herself will be guilty of the same thing. Because remember Charlotte Osei, her remover, she was the chief engineer and so moto she established the prima facie. Oh yes. So that's what the constitution says. It's so moto. One person.
But if say she was a chief engineer, she didn't engineer the removal.
No.
She had facts to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
so and somebody engineered the same facts. So you think you are better than people who did this thing? In that particular case, establishing the prima facie was just an individual role put on her by the constitution. But in the case of the Chief Justice, was the president handing over to the Council of State, which is a team, a group of people. So there cannot be any some misgivings and misgivings.
We are winning and smart a course or political highway. So Mamia, your friend Jane Mensah, and I just say, you didn't want some Electoral Commission headquarters, a whole AIP soon, or high, and so yet the Abraham, but I must some of the Pentecost and some way.